Hey YouTube, on my way back to work, I wanted to do a quick video, something I've shared in my high carb, low fat, plant-based Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, I'll link it. No, I won't link it below because I know Facebook and YouTube do not get along, and they will probably not show my video if I link it. So, but if you are on Facebook, the group is Ain't Nobody Got Time for Fat. But with that, being the high carb, low fat girl that I am, I have pretty religiously since February, give or take a few weeks here and there, have followed the 80-10-10 high carb, low fat structure. And what that is, if you're not familiar, is your macronutrient ratio. So 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein every day. And, some days I was 12%, some days I was 8. 12 was probably the highest I'd ever gone since becoming a plant-based vegan back in February. And I loved it. I got super, super lean. I still love it. I eat, 60 to 70% of my carbs. It used to be 60 to 70% of my calories are carbs. It used to be 80%. Well, the last few weeks or so, I've kind of shifted. And I'm still low fat, but I was noticing some things. And I shared this on my blog this morning. I'll put the link below to my website if you want to read it. But basically, a few weeks ago, I was starting to feel icky. Not like depressed or sick or anything. Just like irritated all the time. Every little thing, traffic, somebody saying something to me. I don't know. Okay. I was waiting for that to turn green. Just every little thing was pissing me off. And I am not somebody with the most patience, that is for sure. But I generally go around with a positive attitude. I try to see the silver lining in things, try to see what lesson I'm supposed to be learning from a hard time. If anything, going through 110, 115 pound weight loss has taught me that, going through those struggles is worth it. You come out so much stronger. So any difficulty, I always try to see that silver lining. Well, for a while, it was just kind of like not happening. Every little thing was pissing me off. And, I also think I was working out too much. My husband and I had gotten a gym membership and we work out at home in the morning. So we were doing 2-a-days, multiple times a week. So I think I was just getting really, really tired. Not overtraining necessarily. I think people overuse that term. I think I was just getting tired because I wasn't doing it very much, or for a long period of time anyway. So I think it's a combination of things, but when I was looking into it, I saw, the fats that I try to stay away from. The reason I like low fat is because most Americans eat too much of the bad fats, like saturated fat, which is one that I know a lot about because it's in a lot of animal products that I no longer eat. And contributes to heart disease and a whole slew of issues. But I wasn't as familiar with other kinds of fats like omega-3s and omega-6s. And so I was kind of looking into something and I just happened upon it. I wasn't even looking for hey, does fat help you feel happy or anything like that? I don't even know how I came across it, but something I read was talking more about omega-3s and omega-6s and how omega-6s and omega-3 and omega-6 should be kind of like an equal ratio, like 1-to-1 or 2-to-2, whatever. But standard American diets are very high in omega-6s, which cause inflammation, which, acute inflammation is good, helps you with injuries and things like that. But the more inflammation you have on a regular basis in your body, the more it turns into a chronic inflammation, which contributes to disease and, cancers and a whole bunch of issues. And high omega-6s will also, from what I read, can contribute to depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, whereas omega-3s or do the opposite. You know, they make you happy, and they reduce inflammation, and you know, you need both. You know, it shouldn't just be all omega-3s and no omega-6s, but it needs to be a healthy ratio. And you know, when I was eating my fats, because I would still have 10% of my daily calories from fat, you know, I'm pretty sure it was from omega-6s. They listed omega-6s like vegetable oils, which I do try to stay away from oils, but when I do, you know, my dressings and things will have oil in them. And the oils they listed that were not good were like sunflower oil. Soybean was huge, because soybean is used very, very much because it's so cheap to make. And it's a high omega-6. So soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower, safflower, things like that. I can't remember the entire list. But then like omega-3 oils, which I don't like oils in general, or a lot of them. They're very calorie dense. The fiber, the nutrients have been stripped from them. But anyways. But like omega-3 oils, you know, like olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, were higher in omega-3s than omega-6s. Obviously, like nuts and seeds and things have a good balance of omega-3 and 6, and avocado. And so, but what I was reading about, you know, kind of helping with mood and whatever. So I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, it makes sense. 80-10-10 is still a very good thing to follow, and I think it's really good to kind of help people be more aware of the kinds of fats and how much they're eating, because if you're not paying attention to that, you're probably eating way more fat than you even think you are, and a lot of bad fats. So I think it's a really good way to kind of keep yourself in check. But I think as a woman, and just needing more fat on my body, for hormones and fertility and things, women just need more fat on their body. It just is. And so I think I wasn't giving my body the fat that it needed to truly be healthy, you know, and healthy fat's good for hair and skin and, you know, mood, and, as I've said. So what I've done the last few weeks, or last couple weeks I should say, is up my fats a little bit. So I went from 10% to 15-20 on the high end percent of my daily calories from fat, so that I'm still eating majority carbs. Up my protein a little bit just because of my specific fitness goals, but I think right now I'm ranging, oh gosh, what is the math? 60-20-20? Or yeah, 60-20-20 or 65-20-15. I think that's 100%. So it depends, but that's generally what I try to follow now and have been for the last couple of weeks. And I tell you what, I have felt so much better. Now again, I think that's in conjunction with not training too much, not doing 2-a-days, but then also increasing my fats. And so I'm just going to kind of play with it, but I'm very focused on healthy fats, you know, my nuts and seeds. You know, I'll put flaxseed in my morning smoothie, my post-workout smoothie. I'll have some nuts at lunch, maybe some nuts with dessert or whatever. Like, I don't overdo it. I don't make it a huge focus for me, but I'm keeping it in that realm versus adding oil to things, or, you know, if there is oil in something, it's lower on the ingredients list, and I'm making sure that it's a healthier oil, you know, like the ones I listed: olive, palm, coconut, and not one of the harmful ones. So I'm excited to see kind of where this goes over the next month or so, just to see how I truly feel, and if upping my fats was really the way to go. But I think I'm doing it smartly in that I'm not jumping it up. You know, some people have 30% of their calories from fat, and I just think that's insane. You know, especially if you have weight to lose. I don't know. To me, that's just dangerous, but I am no expert at this. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to pop on, let you know kind of the shift that's happening. It's still low fat, you know, 15-20% of my daily calories is still low fat, and it's lower fat than most people have, especially people who aren't paying attention. So I'm not concerned with that. It's just the 80-10-10 for me. I just kind of wanted to try something else. You know, I'm all about trying new things. You know, it has to resonate with me, and I have to believe in it, and I have to know why it's good for me before I try it. But, you know, 80-10-10 worked for a while, and now I'm kind of like, okay, I was feeling a little icky, let me try something else and slowly increase this and see what happens. You know, give it a little time, and then if I need to adjust, I can. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of let you know what was going on. If you've been watching this channel, I know I touched on a little bit, but specifically for people in my Facebook group who know that I'm very high carb, low fat, kind of just wanted to explain what I'm doing now. So I'm back at work, and I guess I will just talk to you guys later. Bye.